While most billionaires collect fine art, the Al Maktoum family collects entire industries. It's a solution to a simple, staggering problem. When you transform a desert village into a global hub, how do you control the flow of money, goods, and people? This isn't just a story about wealth. It's about an empire that owns one of the world's biggest airlines and the port that moves the world's cargo. It's a machine that built a city of gold. Stick with us to see how they did it. You'll want to see this. And the best place to start understanding this empire is by looking at where they live, in a home so grand it makes other world leaders' residences look like tiny cottages. First things first, let's talk about where they live. You can't talk about the Al Maktoum family without talking about their main home, the Za'abeel Palace. And let me tell you, calling this place a palace is, to put it mildly, an understatement. This isn't just a home, it's a private kingdom. The Za'abeel Palace is valued at an insane $2 billion. Let that number sink in for a second. $2 billion for one house. It stretches across 1.5 million square feet. To give you some perspective, the White House is about 55,000 square feet. This means you could fit 27 White Houses inside the Za'abeel Palace and still have room to spare. It's absolutely massive. But it's what's inside that is truly mind-boggling. Imagine walking through halls where the decorations aren't just gold-colored paint, but actual 22-karat gold. Everywhere you look, something is gleaming. There are over 200 giant crystal chandeliers hanging from the ceilings, lighting up rooms filled with marble that was imported from 13 different countries. They literally shopped the globe just for their flooring. And get this, they have a banquet hall big enough to host a dinner party for 1,000 of their closest friends. When they want to watch a movie, they don't just turn on a big screen TV. They go to their own private movie theater that seats 80 people. It's probably nicer than any public theater you've ever been to. But here's the part that sounds like it's straight out of a movie. The palace has its own private zoo. We're not talking about a couple of fancy birds or a pet pony. We're talking about a full-on collection of exotic animals. They have tigers, lions, giraffes, and even elephants just chilling in their backyard. While most people are walking their dogs, the royals of Dubai could be hanging out with a giraffe. It's a level of luxury that is almost impossible to comprehend. Of course, a palace this size needs amazing grounds. Outside, you'll find perfectly manicured gardens, a huge swimming pool for cooling off in the Dubai heat, a professional tennis court, and, naturally, horse stables filled with some of the most beautiful and expensive Arabian horses in the world. And that's just their main house in Dubai. When they feel like getting away, they have a whole collection of vacation homes that would make any king jealous. They own a gigantic estate in Surrey, England, called the Longcross Estate. It's worth over $100 million and sits on 63,000 acres of land. That's not a typo. 63,000 acres. It's their place to escape the scorching summer heat of Dubai. They also own another huge estate in the UK called Dalham Hall, worth around $60 million. This one is used as a massive farm for breeding their world-class racehorses. Then there's their 58-bedroom castle in the Scottish Highlands, complete with its own landing pads for 3 helicopters. Oh, and they also have luxury apartments in one of the most expensive buildings in London, a ski chalet in Switzerland, a palace in Jordan, another holiday palace in Morocco, and a beachfront mansion on the famous Palm Jumeirah in Dubai. At the end of the day, their real estate collection alone is worth billions. But if you think that's insane, wait until you hear about their floating palaces. So, how do you vacation when you own a dozen palaces all over the world? Well, sometimes you just want to get out on the open water. And when the Al Maktoum family goes sailing, they do it on some of the biggest and most expensive super yachts ever built. Their flagship yacht is simply named the Dubai. But there is nothing simple about it. This vessel is a staggering 531 feet long. To put that in perspective, an American football field is 360 feet long. This yacht is almost the length of 2 football fields put together. It cost a cool $400 million to build and is one of the largest private yachts on the entire planet. Stepping on board the Dubai is like stepping into a floating 5-star hotel. It has 8 decks and can host 115 guests at a time. That's not a typo. 115 people can stay on this yacht in complete luxury, all taken care of by a crew of around 90 staff members. There are 50 lavish guest rooms, each one probably nicer than the fanciest hotel suite you can imagine. And the amenities are where things get truly crazy. Feeling like a party? No problem. The yacht has its own disco. Want to get some exercise? Head over to the onboard squash court. Want to cool off? Take a dip in the massive swimming pool on the deck, which is decorated with intricate mosaics and has fiber optic lights that make the water sparkle and change colors at night. But here is the ultimate power move. The feature that sets this yacht apart from almost any other. Hiding inside the hull is a private submarine. Yes, you heard that right. They have their own personal submarine for exploring the depths of the ocean whenever they feel like it. Imagine being able to see coral reefs and marine life up close, all from the comfort of your own underwater vehicle. It's the kind of toy you'd expect a James Bond villain to have. And that's not their only boat. The Crown Prince of Dubai, Sheikh Hamdan, has his own mega yacht called the Quattroella. This one is a bit smaller but no less impressive, coming in at a price tag of $180 million. The entire top deck of this yacht is dedicated to the prince himself, like a massive floating penthouse suite. It has 6 other luxury cabins for 12 of his closest friends. It's the ultimate billionaire's escape vehicle. The family owns several other yachts too, like the Dubawi and the Smeralda. For the Al Maktoum family, yachts aren't just a hobby. They're a way to show the world that they don't just rule Dubai, they rule the seas too. With palaces on land and cities on the water, you won't believe what their version of a private plane looks like. When you're worth billions of dollars, you don't fly commercial. You don't even fly in a regular private jet. No, if you're the ruler of Dubai, you fly in a customized Boeing 747-400. That's one of the biggest passenger planes in the world. The famous jumbo jet with the hump on top, and they've turned it into their own private flying palace. This plane, known as Dubai Air Wing 1, is designed for the ultimate comfort and luxury while traveling across the globe. Forget cramped airplane seats. The main bedroom on this jet has a full king-sized bed. The attached bathroom isn't some tiny airplane closet. It's a full ensuite with walk-in showers. You can literally take a proper shower at 40,000 feet. The rest of the plane is just as incredible. There's a main lounge that looks like the living room of a mansion, with plush sofas and tables for relaxing or entertaining guests during the flight. There's even a separate, smaller salon designed just for the royal children. Of course, the Sheikh needs to work while he travels, so there is a private office that also doubles as a fancy dining area for formal meals in the sky. And for everyone else traveling with the family, there are multiple guest cabins that are more luxurious than most first-class airline seats. This flying fortress ensures that no matter where they are in the world, they are always surrounded by the comfort and security of their own home. And this massive Boeing 747 isn't their only aircraft. The family's private fleet also includes other planes like a Boeing 737 and a Gulfstream G650, one of the most sought-after private jets in the world. It's a level of luxury that's hard to even process, right? If you're finding this as mind-blowing as we are, hit that like button to show some love. But if you think their assets are impressive, the way they spend money on parties and vacations will absolutely blow your mind. Having billions in assets is one thing, but the way the Al Maktoum family spends money on a daily basis is what really shows their unbelievable level of wealth. Some of their expenses are so over the top they sound made up. Let's start with a wedding. When Sheikh Mohammed got married for the first time, he didn't just throw a nice party. He threw a celebration so huge that it set a Guinness World Record for the most expensive wedding in history. How much are we talking? The event cost an estimated $100 million. Let me say that again. $100 million for a wedding. The celebration lasted for an entire month. A full month of festivities. And for the main event, the actual wedding ceremony, they didn't rent a hall. They built a brand new 20,000-seat stadium from scratch just for the occasion. It was a spectacle that the world had never seen before. Their vacation spending is just as wild. On one family trip, they managed to spend an unbelievable $2 million just on strawberries. Think about that. How many strawberries do you have to buy to rack up a $2 million bill? It's almost impossible to imagine. On another summer trip to Italy, their expenses hit $850,000. During a stay in Greece, they left behind a hotel bill for over $311,000. For them, this is just pocket change. And then there are the more serious financial matters. When Sheikh Mohammed and his ex-wife, Princess Haya, went their separate ways, the final bill for their separation became one of the most expensive in British history. The court decided on a figure that was, to put it lightly, staggering. The total came out to over $700 million. It was a headline-making number that once again showed the sheer scale of the family's fortune. When even a family separation cost nearly $1 billion, you know you're dealing with a different kind of wealth. This kind of spending shows that for the Al Maktoum family, money is truly no object. If they can imagine it, they can afford it, no matter how big or how crazy the price tag is. So when money is no object, what exactly do you do for fun? Well, as you can probably guess, their hobbies are just as lavish as the rest of their lifestyle. Let's start with cars. The Crown Prince, Sheikh Hamdan, who is known for his adventurous spirit, has an incredible collection of luxury and supercars. One of his prized possessions is a custom Bugatti Veyron, a car that is already one of the most expensive and fastest in the world before you add any personal touches. His collection is a who's who of high-end automobiles, a garage that most car lovers could only dream of. But the family's true passion, the one that runs deep in their blood, is horses. They are absolutely obsessed with horse racing, and they don't just watch the sport, they dominate it. They own Godolphin Stables, which isn't just a stable, it's the world's most successful thoroughbred horse racing operation. Their horses, bred and trained to perfection, win major races all over the globe, from the Kentucky Derby in the US to the biggest races in England and Australia. They've poured billions into this passion, and it has made them the undisputed kings of the sport of kings. And as we mentioned, they have their own stables right at the Za'abeel Palace, filled with priceless Arabian horses, a breed known for its beauty and endurance. For this family, horses are more than just a hobby. They're a huge part of their heritage and their global identity. Crown Prince Sheikh Hamdan, or Faza as he's known to his millions of social media followers, also has a taste for adventure. He's an accomplished skydiver, often seen jumping out of planes over the incredible skyline of Dubai. He's also into scuba diving, camel riding, and exploring the great outdoors. His public image is that of a modern-day prince, combining royal tradition with a love for extreme sports and adventure. And of course, having his own private zoo doesn't hurt when you're an animal lover. From racing the fastest horses to driving the fastest cars, the hobbies of the Dubai royals are just another way they live life on a completely different level from the rest of us. By now, you have to be asking the big question, how on earth did they get all this money? Truth be told, the Al Maktoum family's wealth is tied directly to the incredible growth of Dubai itself. They had the vision to transform what was once a small fishing village into one of the most glamorous and futuristic cities in the world. So how did they pull it off? Their money comes from a number of huge government-controlled companies that are powerhouse players on the global stage. First, there's Emirates Airline. If you've ever seen their planes, you know they are all about luxury. Famous for their incredible first-class suites with private rooms and even onboard shower spas, Emirates is the largest airline in the Middle East. In 2023, the airline had a cash reserve of over $10 billion. That's not its value, that's just the cash it had sitting around. Next up is DP World. This might not be a household name, but it's a global giant. It's one of the biggest port operators in the world, meaning they manage shipping containers and logistics in dozens of countries. It's a hugely profitable business that keeps the world's economy moving. And then there's Dubai Holding. This is the company that has built some of the most iconic landmarks in the city. We're talking about projects like the Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world, the incredible man-made island of Palm Jumeirah, and the world-famous sail-shaped hotel, the Burj Al Arab. By leading these massive companies and investing heavily in real estate, tourism, and global trade, the Al Maktoum family has not only built a city, but also a personal fortune that is almost beyond calculation. So there you have it. A life of unbelievable luxury, funded by smart business moves that have put Dubai on the map. From a $2 billion palace with its own zoo to a record-breaking $100 million wedding, to a private jumbo jet and a yacht with its own submarine, the Al Maktoum family is living a life that is truly the stuff of legends. But believe it or not, there's another royal family in the United Arab Emirates, the Al Nahyan family of Abu Dhabi, that some people say might be even richer. They own a presidential palace that cost $500 million and even own the Manchester City Football Club. To truly understand the scale of their wealth, don't miss our video. This is the richest family of UAE, which is showing right now on your screen. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another look into the lives of the super rich. Thanks for watching.